Hello everybody, I hope you've had a really good week and enjoyed the sunshine and the rain as well this week. We've had a bit of mixed weather, haven't we? This week we're going to be making a penguin, which is a little bit different from the animals that we've made before and the activities we've done before, because most of them have been woodland creatures, haven't they? But I saw this little activity and I thought it was really sweet to make, so I'm going to share it with you. Now it's a little bit different this week because we're going to be making a little penguin out of a piece of an egg box, but we're also going to be making somewhere for it to live as well, because I made the penguin and then I thought he looked so sad that I thought I'd make him a little home. So I'm going to share with you in a minute the penguin and where it lives. That's why he isn't sitting here at the moment, because it's quite difficult to show. So I'm just going to show you the whole thing now. Let's see if I can bring it round. There we go, look. And there we've got a little penguin, and you can see his little home that he lives in too, okay? So I'm just going to put that out of the way, and then I'll show you how we make him. So the first thing we have to do is get a little part of an egg box. You can see here, let me get it for you. Look, here's my egg box that I cut it from. And I just took one little bit of it, okay? Now, sometimes when you cut them, they have like longer bits at the back. So what you would have to do first is make sure you cut the extra bits off so that your little egg box can sit like that, okay? And then what we need to do is, we need to, oh actually no, I tell you a lie, just before we do that, also, can you see at the bottom there, we've got those extra little bits there. We also need to cut those off. So our shape looks like this, okay? Then what we need to do is paint it black here. So I just need to finish this one off with my little black paint, because when I painted it before, I noticed that I'd left some little gaps, and I didn't really want any gaps left. There. So can you see it's all painted black there? Now, what you'll have to do when you've painted it black is to leave it for a little while. And the reason being is that if you add everything else that you need onto it now, then because the paint is wet, the things you've got won't stick, okay? So, whilst that's drying, you can get the other bits ready. So we need one little, it's like an arched window, isn't it? Little arch, and it's about this size here. See how big it is in my fingers, okay? And then you need exactly the same, except it's coloured orange at the top. And these are going to be the 2 feet of the penguin. Now, if you notice at the bottom, I've left that little bottom bit white, and there's a reason for that, because when we stick the feet onto his body, if it's coloured at the top here in orange, the glue won't stick and his feet will just fall off, which isn't very good. So we've got those there, and we've got a little orange triangle, okay? Now you can probably notice here that I've coloured white paper here because I didn't have any orange paper, so it doesn't matter if you haven't got orange, you can just get an orange pastel or a colouring pencil or a wax crayon, and you can just colour them in. So one little white bib for him on the front and his tummy, 2 orange feet, 1 little orange beak, and as usual we need 2 little eyes. And you can see his eyes look a little bit different this week. Normally I've shown you how to do like little eyebrows, but this time I thought we'd just have little black centres. So I've got another body here that I painted earlier, and I've left it for about half an hour to dry maybe. But the paint that I used was very slow drying, so you might have some that maybe only takes 15 minutes to dry. Anyway, the first thing we need to do is to put his tummy on. So I'm going to get some glue. I don't know if you remember when I've told you before, remember I've said to just hold on for a little while when you're sticking things on. So I'm sticking on his tummy here, and I'm just going to count in my head to about 5 maybe, because it makes sure that it stays on them and it doesn't fall off. Okay, so there's his tummy. The next thing we need to do is to add his little yellow beak. We can't put his eyes next because his eyes need to go on top, and they kind of go over, just over the edges of the beak, so it's really important that you do it in this order. So the next thing we're going to do is to put on his beak. Again, I'm going to hold it for a little while, and as soon as you see this beak here, you can almost see there's a little penguin coming. Look, can you see? We just need the eyes now, don't we? Maybe his feet. So let's stick on the eyes. I've got one eye. Let's put that there. Look, one eye. Just needs the other one now. There we go. And 2 eyes. There we go. He looks funny, doesn't he? Can you see what he's missing? Just got his 2 little feet here to stick on. Now the feet are quite tricky because when I was making my first one, the feet kept falling off all the time. So what we need to do is, I've got my foot and I've just put some glue on the edge there. And all I'm going to do is to very carefully just hold it here for a minute. When you hold it, just for a couple of seconds, like I've said before, look, there's one foot. I'm just going to put the other one on, then you can have a look in a minute. I'm holding it to make sure it sticks. There we go. There's our little penguin. Now I'm going to put him with his other little friend there. And then what I'm going to do now is I'm going to bring the little set that we made for him, and I'm going to put it in front of the screen and then tell you exactly how I made everything, okay? So let's move it across. There we go. Can you see them both there now? So what I did to make the set as well is I got a shoebox and I cut off the top and the bottom. You can see it there well. And then the bottom part of it I painted white because that looked like the snow. And then the top part I painted a pale blue. You can see I haven't quite finished it yet because you can see the join of the box at the back. But that doesn't matter because that's fine because it's still my work in progress. Then I painted a sun at the back, because quite often you can see a brilliant sun where penguins live. And if you noticed, I put orange, and then I put yellow in the middle, and then I smudged it all together. Then I made, if you can see, I've got a little iceberg in the corner behind the 2 penguins, and I made that by cutting out a little bit of the shoebox that I'd cut out before, and I made it all jagged, and then behind it, it's a little bit sneaky, because, let's see if I can just get it. Have a look. Look, it's just got a yoghurt pot behind it. That's all it is. Oops, a daisy. Let's put that back there. Is it going to stay? Oh no. Is it going to stay? Oh, I'll take that out. Don't worry. Let me put that back out because you can see everything else then as well, which is quite good. And then at the bottom, all I did was I just put some cotton wool because I thought it might look like a little bit of snow. You can make the background different if you like, and you can see up here I haven't quite finished yet because I just need to add the rest of the blue. I might maybe put a bit of a slightly darker blue, I think, at the top to finish. So let me move that out of the way again. I'm going to bring the penguins back. Here's one. Here's the other. We've got Peter, we've got Percy, and hopefully you can have a go at making them this week. If you don't want to make the scene for them and you haven't got a shoebox, that's absolutely fine. Maybe you could just get a piece of A4 paper and you could draw a picture for them to go behind, or you could put it on the floor and put some ice and things like that for them to play on. If you want to, you could even make a little show with them and maybe write about some adventure that they have together. Okay, hope you enjoy making the penguins this week. Bye-bye.